Welcome to the Philthy Dad Pod, a place where three washed up dads talk sports to the masses in between wiping your asses. I am your host, Ryan. We got Tom and Derek with us tonight. And boys, I have been, bro, my face is red again. It's not from the shots like it was last week. It's from screaming at the TV in laughter of the New England Patriots and some of the shit that happened. But give me give me one word for what you've seen, not just today, this weekend, because we had some wild things. Tom, one word.
This is some of the best football I watched since.
He said one word, Tom. He said one word.
Fuck his one word. This is some of the best football I watched since February 4th, 2018.
And you know what happened there. Tell him what happened, Tom. Tell him. I know you want to.
The Patriots lost another game, but this time they lost to a backup quarterback 41-33, unlike some dumbass plays they did today.
Let's jump into it. I ain't wait. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, ask me what one word. So
Give me
I comprehend better than that ball-headed fuck right there. So I'll actually answer your question.
All right, I want to first apologize because I got a little bit ahead of myself because I am very excited. I'm pumped up. The juices are flowing. D, give me one word to explain this weekend.
One word to explain this weekend. Come back. No space. Come back together, Tom. That's how you do that.
You're talking about the Bengals comeback, Derek?
Hey, I'm talking about every comeback, and we'll get into it.
That's the only comeback. That's the only comeback you need to worry about, brother.
Tom, we'll even talk about France coming back. Come on, it was just a comeback weekend.
We're worrying about the Bengals comeback.
Okay, we'll get to your Bengals.
We will. We're going to get into a lot of things, but what I want to jump in first, I don't want to waste no time because it's hot off the press, and I don't fucking understand it. What the hell? Somebody explain to me what happened at the end of the New England game. We seen what happened. They give the ball. Ramondre Stevenson gets the ball. He's taking it up the side, and in real time, I'm thinking he turns around like he's about to throw it backwards, and I'm like, all right, he's about to throw it to this. He throws it to him, and I'm like, oh shit, get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. You get a field goal, right? Then I look at the clock and there's nothing left. So I'm like, okay, he's about to just try to run it around, maybe a little lateral or something like that. This dude cocks his arm back and throws a 30-yard pass backwards to his quarterback, who is in man coverage with Chandler Jones.
That was Jacoby Myers that threw that pass.
It was. He throws it to Mac.
Quarterback.
He was throwing it. He was throwing it to Mac Jones, is what I was trying to get at.
But no. What I'm saying is Ramondre Stevenson threw the ball to Jacoby Myers, and Jacoby Myers threw the 30-yard pass back to Mac Jones.
To Mac Jones, who got mossed, who didn't even put up a fight on the play, and then got bullied, stiff-armed into the ground. Somebody give me something on this game. Give me some initial thoughts because I'm worked up.
Well, I was so locked into the Bucs-Bengals game because you know how I feel about Tom's Bengals. So, and I looked at the score, and I'm like, all right, the Raiders are just going to lose in Raiders fashion. I think they were losing at a touchdown at that point. I look back, they scored. There was a couple seconds left, so I'm like, all right, this game is going to go into, overtime. And all Tom keeps on fucking texting us is OMFG, 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 OMFG. So I'm like, all right, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? So, because Tom loves to text with no context. That's no context, Tom. So what the hell's going on? Yo, you won't believe it. So then as Tom was like telling us what was going on, Tony Romo and who's that, Jim Nance or whatever, they're like, oh, you won't believe it. This is going to go down into history, which is how the Raiders just won in that fashion. So they kind of just broke from like the Bucs game and kind of showed, I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way.
There's way.
There is. That and what kills me is that's not that team that was out there today, just on that last play, that is not a Bill Belichick disciplined team. There's no way that play should have happened. No way. And it's not like they're out of the playoffs. They still actually have they had a fighting chance to still get in the playoffs.
That was not the design play.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You gotta know Jacoby Myers isn't a first or second, like he might be a second, third year player, but he's smart enough to know like you can't do that in that situation. Listen, this ain't fucking week 2. This ain't, you guys are 3 games up on your division. There's only 2 games left in the season. This ain't preseason. Bro, This is week what? What are we in? Week 15? There's 4 games left to make a push of the playoffs. You're in a 7 seed. Take it to overtime. You're in the you're in Vegas. Take your chances. Go to overtime. You win the coin toss. Go put up some points. Or you, at the worst case, bro, you make them earn it. Instead, you give it to them. You lose the game, and now the Chargers win, and they jump you. And now they're in the 7 seed, and you're on the outside looking in.
Bro, the Patriots were outscoring the Raiders 21-7 before that play happened. 21-7. Ramondre Stevenson, that play was designed for Ramondre Stevenson to try to break something free and just go down, get out of bounds, and go to overtime. Anytime the game's 24-24, you're never in your entire life throwing the ball back for laterals. So not only was Jacoby Myers a dumbass for doing what he did, throwing that 30-yard pass to you, not just a player, like your fucking quarterback. In what world are you throwing the ball back, one, to your quarterback, especially Mac Jones? But what is Ramondre Stevenson even doing trying to start the lateral?
Well, I mean, he's giving it to a skill player, a player that, you would think wouldn't try to fucking throw. If he would have passed it to an offensive lineman or Mac Jones, I'd be like, okay, what the fuck were you doing? He's giving it to a receiver, to a skill player, a playmaker, somebody that can, at worst case, he's going to get it. He's by the sideline. I don't knock Stevenson too much. I think that Jacoby, I think he was shell shocked. He probably wasn't expecting that. He gets the ball and he's like, shit, I need to make a play. All right, boom. Oh, I see somebody. Maybe not even peeping. It's Mac Jones, or who knows? They handed the ball off. Maybe they throw it backwards and he thinks that Mac Jones can launch it down the field. I have no idea what the hell is going through the dude's mind. That's one of the worst plays. That's going to go down as one of the worst losses in NFL history. That video is not going anywhere.
And I mean, again, these are NFL players. To make that play, even trying to make something out of it, you weren't down in the game. That wasn't a must-score,
Exactly.
It wasn't a must-score scenario. All you had to do was, like you said, take it into overtime. If going the rate they were going, if you give me the Patriots or Vegas always loses in the fourth quarter or overtime. So take your chances in overtime. Just like you said, try to win the coin toss. If not, their defense was playing pretty good. So, take the chance of stopping them, maybe only letting them get 3 and then you going down and scoring. But to try to make something out of nothing was just mind baffling. And I try to see where you were coming from, Rod. Well, maybe all right, just he was trying to get out of, give it to Jacoby Myers so he can get out of bounds and then kick a field goal. All right, that's smart. But to just try to launch the ball 40 yards backwards is just like, it's mind-boggling.
And even going into that, I'll be completely honest. I was going through. I was watching the game. We just got home from a party. It was actually Mike Majors. His son's birthday was today. We were out there for the day. But so I'm just getting in the door. I'm just sitting down. I'm getting a laptop. I'm starting to work on the stuff I need to get done for the show, and I'm like in and out. So I'm not really paying attention. So when I said like, yo, I'm thinking, all right, he's on a ladder. He's going to step out of bounds. I didn't realize that there was 2 seconds on the clock when they snapped it. I remember there being a play where they had a lot more time. I guess I missed the play.
Yeah, I thought there was like 12. Yeah, there was like 12 seconds when I looked when it was tied.
So I didn't even see the clock. I'm just my internal clock. I'm like, okay, he got some time. Like, get out of bounds. Yeah. That's a good play. And then as soon as he laterals it and Myers catches it, I look down at the clock and I see 0. So he starts moving, and I'm like, all right. But then never in a million years what I expect.
It sucks because I didn't see it live. I think I would have been more, amped up if I seen it live.
Bro, I immediately went live in Sippo. Immediately went live in Sippo. I couldn't contain. I was home by myself. There was nobody else here. I couldn't fucking believe what I just saw. And I didn't know what the hell to do. Again, fucking mind blown. How does that happen to a Bill Belichick coach team? For real?
Yeah, that's insane.
Again,
Patricia,
so
brother,
you blaming that on Patricia?
Oh no, I'm blaming it on fucking. I mean, I'm not blaming it on Bill Belichick. Like I said, my mentality on it is they went into the game and they just wanted to run the ball out and get to overtime, and dumb fucking Stevenson threw the ball back and started a whole fucking opened up the can of worms. thinking that now Jacoby Myers has the ball. Oh, I got the ball, like you said. Now let me try to make a play since Stevenson tried to make a play and he just made a dumbass play. What I'm saying is the Pandora's box or it should have never been open.
I do hear you there, but
that's all I'm saying. 100% Jacoby Myers' fault. There's 100%. That doesn't go on nobody but Jacoby Myers. But I'm just saying that Stevenson just opened the whole play up to when he pitched it back. I just think he should have went out. Like I said, it was 21-7 in the second half. The Patriots had all the momentum, and even on that Keelan Cole touchdown, it wasn't a fucking touchdown. The refs fucked them.
What, the one where they couldn't sit? Yeah, I want to talk about that because that was
we
tough.
See it.
I feel like I saw it.
So did I. Feel like I saw it.
Did
you see that replay or no? Did you miss that?
No, I just did a lot of scoreboard watching today. I was pretty tuned in on just the Eagles game today and the Bucks Bengals.
There was a there was a touchdown. Keelan Cole. It was the touchdown. What was it? The touchdown that tied the game at the point.
Touchdown that tied the game.
And it's like the one camera that Fox had was way up, and it was the closest they got was. It was pretty high and it was kind of blurry. You could literally see clearly that the dude's foot was on the white line, like over. But it was on a little bit of a slant. So because they didn't have a closer angle or like a different view,
exclusive evidence, yeah,
they confirmed it. They didn't just let it stand. They confirmed it as a catch.
Oh, so I'm shit.
I was kind of confused there because I thought I'm like, all right, well, don't you confirm it when you can definitely see? But regardless. Look, regardless, if that's my team and that happens to me, I'm pissed. I'm pissed off. I want to know how don't they have the cameras to catch that? Because that's
what I'm saying. There's 50 million cameras. There's a million. They even have cameras at the first down mark now. You got to have a camera that catches that.
Where's the
not
pylon
just the sky camera?
Right. The back of the pylon. Where's the camera at?
I have no clue. They have those pylon cameras on every game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know. It's just listen. I'm just glad at the end of the day the Raiders that didn't fuck the it fucked the Patriots. So
it did again, and you know who it helps out, Tom? They love to give you shit for it in Sippo. Your Chargers. It helps the Chargers, who now again, not only does it help the Chargers, but now that dub by the Jags. That's a big win. The Jags are they're 2 losses.
I'm looking right now.
One win. It's like they're like 1.5 or 2. They might be 2 games. But regardless, the Jags are now right there. And I'm taking the Jags over the fucking Patriots. That play doesn't represent the whole team. But I already didn't like that team because of their quarterback. And then when you add on hero ball, now they're at the point where one of their I would call him a veteran leader when it comes him Aguilar compared to some of the receivers they got there. Like when one of those dudes are making that kind of play, trying to play hero ball instead of just trusting that, look, we have a great defense. We got one of the best defensive playmakers in the game in Matthew Judon. And then we have one of the best head coaches to ever coach a game. You know what? Let's take this into OT and take our chances. I like to think that we could get down the field, or at the very least, our defense could possibly create something. Dash, man, you both look like you're deep in train of thought.
Now I'm trying to look at the standings to see how they could win. It looks like if they win out and
that's what I was looking at.
Miami or the Chargers loses 2 times, New England or the Jets lose, they're probably in. They win the tie over Cleveland and Las Vegas, who doesn't matter.
Well, that goes by in their wild card. It goes by head to head, then conference, right?
Yeah, they're 5-4 conference.
Yeah, Jacksonville 6-8. It's the Jets, New England, and Tennessee. They're all 7-7.
All right, I want to call an audible real quick.
What up?
So there was a couple bets over the weekend. There was a bet from me and Tom on the World Cup final. I had Argentina beating France, and Tom, of course, had France, and it was a great game. A furious comeback. I'm not a soccer head by any means, but I had goosebumps. I was jumping up and down. Today has been a wild day with sports. But
dude, it was crazy. I turned it on as soon as I woke up because we woke up pretty late today. I turned it on. Isaiah was on the couch watching it, and I'm watching Argentina scores twice. Even that whole first half, it looked like Argentina they had the ball the whole time. France just could not get anything happen. Argentina was closing the passing lanes. It was nuts. So, after halftime, I went upstairs, made breakfast for the family. We're all sitting at the table. We're all goofing around. I forgot about the World Cup. So I'm like 2-0 in soccer. It's kind of, crazy if
over.
a team comes back. So Isaiah, he wanted to check the score. Hey Siri, what's the score? Argentina currently leaves 2-0 at the 68th minute. I'm like, oh yeah, boo, that game's over. So Steve was on his way over. He's like, yo, you got the World Cup on? I'm like, nah, why? I checked the score. 2-2. Mbappe scores. A goal, and then another goal 90 seconds. Right after that. I'm like, what the I run downstairs. We're all glued to the TV. Even my wife glued to the TV. We were glued. You couldn't get us away from the TV. That was the most exciting shit because Isaiah's an Mbappe fan. He wanted France to win. I wanted Argentina to win just based off of Messi. This is probably his last World Cup. Steve was here. He wanted Messi. But I was kind of on France's side too. I'm like, all right, if they make this comeback, this is going in the history books. Like we just witnessed history. So It was just great. And then just going into the PK was just like a bonus. It was like bonus coverage.
Bro, it was Tom. What was your impression on that game? And the reason I bring this up, and before I get your response, you owe me something. The reason I brought this up was because we made a bet and I took Argentina. And before I want to hear anything out of your mouth, you owe me a beer chug. If you could start that now, please. You said on demand.
I got my little nifty 50 cup.
Okay.
My little Rolling Rock. Just so you can hear the crack.
Ooh, that sounds like a good crack. Let me see. There he is. I'm inviting a couple of your friends to come chug a beer with you, Tom.
I might as well chug one of mine too.
Oh, matter of fact, I was gonna just wait and go after, but listen, you lost the bet today too, so you got to chug 2 beers. So your bet was with Tom for the Cincinnati Bengals, and Tom said, "Derek, you better put some respect on the name."
The best team in the AFC, brother, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Best team in the AFC?
The best team in the AFC.
I agree.
I'm
on board.
We'll get to it. I don't agree.
And they got a matchup left with the Buffalo Bills.
And the Bills are gonna smack them.
Yeah, okay.
They might.
They're gonna smack them. The Bills are gonna smack them.
Yo, that is going to be that game's for the number 1 seed. That the Chiefs are struggling. Oh, nice chug. Nice chug, boys. You each got one more, so we'll wait a little bit and we'll get you that other one. I'm glad I don't got to be the one drinking this weekend. Ooh, for real, this was nice.
I had some Kern's wings earlier, so I'm burping up Kern's.
Ooh, I don't know if that's good or bad. But Tom, so talk to me about the game.
No. I'll be the first to go on and admit that I'm not mad that Messi won. I think Messi's the greatest player of all time, and it kills all the Messi Ronaldo talks. That's it. It's over with. Ronaldo will trade in every accolade he has, every MVP, every other league championship he has. He will trade in everything he's ever accomplished for something that Messi now has, and that's a World Cup. So right there, that kills all the conversation. Messi's got what Ronaldo doesn't. Messi's got the most important trophy in soccer. He has it now. So I think that kills all debates between Messi and Ronaldo, in my opinion. Second of all, I thought once they went up 2-0, and like Derek said, they had complete control of the whole game, all the way until damn near the 70th minute is when it seemed like France started getting some pressure on. I thought the game was over.
Yeah.
And then, bam, you get a penalty kick. Mbappe comes up, nails it. Goalie even put his fingers on it. It was too strong of a shot. And then not even a minute later, beautiful setup. And there was absolutely Zero chance. And Mbappe was missing that. That was a fucking missile of a shot.
Mm-hmm.
There was zero chance he was missing that. That was too personal for him.
Yeah.
He did nothing all game. He literally was getting. It seemed like he was getting bullied damn near the whole game. He couldn't get nothing going. They were doubling him all game, and then Mbappe just did what 23-year-old and 19-year-old like he did in 4 years ago. Mbappe does, and he took over the game. And he's showing you why you could kill all the Messi Ronaldo talks now because they're going to be done playing that. Mbappe is now the face of soccer, and he's only 23 years old.
I said to you two earlier, today was, I'll be honest, again, I'm not a big soccer guy. That today was my first time. I knew who the kid was. I knew he was good. I seen highlights. Today was my first time ever watching him play a game. And I didn't start watching until a little bit later in the game. So I called it at a very good point to start watching. And I was just like, holy shit, like this dude's a beast. He had a hat trick and he scored his only power play, his penalty kick power play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to look back. Who do we all have on that Patriots game?
On the what?
I had the Raiders.
I had the
Raiders.
You both had the Raiders, and I had the Patriots.
Yeah, you did have the Patriots.
I should have to drink just for that. That was seriously, that was terrible. Absolutely putrid. If we have any Patriots fans here, I'm so sorry for you guys. That was pretty tough. All right.
Yeah, their future is looking rough.
It is. I told you I don't like their quarterback, but I want to take the time before we jump into this next game, and we're going to Dallas. We're going to Dallas because they're another team that lost off of a defensive touchdown today. I want to take the time and at least do my due diligence. And I'm going to go into the comments section and I'm going to tag every Cowboys fan I know. And for the people that are live with us right now, if you could go and tag the Cowboys fans that you know, we would appreciate that because we got a lot to talk to them fools about. A lot. Listen, just listen to the day that it was. You get that awesome start to the day with the World Cup that we just talked about. Then in a 1 o'clock slate, you get all these games that come down to the wire. Dallas loses. The Eagles
I think in the
win.
last 2 minutes, I would say about 5 minutes of every game in the earlier slate, I think it was like a one possession game.
May have been. Let me see.
I think it was.
Well, the Eagles and the Bears were definitely Eagles and the Bears. That was it. That was a rough game.
They were.
It was.
We'll get into that.
Every game came down to the wire.
That's all. And that again, real quick before we jump full feet into what that shit bowl Dallas did. Shit bowl. I don't even know what I just called them. It's just this week again hammers down the old cliche of any given Sunday because look at everything. The Bears gave the Eagles everything that they could handle with the roster that they had, right? The Jaguars beat the Cowboys. The
Texans.
That's who I was the Texans go to overtime. The second week in a row, they play one of the top 5 ranked teams in the league and take them to overtime and nearly beat the Cowboys last week. And then there was another game that was pretty close that I felt like should have been a little out of hand, but it's just like this shit is not just as open and it's not just as simple as it looks on paper. It ain't just this team is so much. Oh, the Colts was a good. I know that we'll get into that. I know that they stunk it up, but shit, it just shows that shit really don't matter. I don't care what your record is. It's an NFL team going up against another NFL team. Anything can happen. And this weekend, anything did happen, including the Dallas Cowboys losing in overtime to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And they have made our lives so much simpler as now for the final 3 games, all the Philadelphia Eagles need to do is win one of the 3 and Dallas loses one of the 3. Or we win all, we could lose against Dallas on Christmas Eve, win one more game and still lock up the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fucking thank you, Doug Peterson.
It's gonna be a sweeter. We're not losing at Dallas. It's gonna be that sweet and that much better when we lock up the division and we lock up the number 1 seed against Dallas on primetime football, Christmas Eve in Dallas. It does not get better than this.
What a showdown we are looking at, bro. I feel like Dallas week was always when the Eagles were winning NFC championships every year, or I mean going to NFC championships every year, and then the '08 seasons and stuff. I feel like Dallas and our rivalry was so much bigger then, to where the last couple and even just a couple years ago, to where the last couple years we kind of fell off because the Eagles were. I mean, of course, it was us and them battling for the division, but both teams kind of stunk. And then Dak got hurt, so that took a lot of the flame out last year. And it's like both these teams are really good. Both these teams are really dangerous, and both of these teams got a legit shot to win a championship, right? And now, if this game would, the only thing that can make this game better is if it was a week 18, winner gets the 1 seed, loser plays 5 seed. But it's like this game has everything. It has everything. It has the storylines. It has the Micah between the offensive line chirp. It has both teams coming off of games in which they didn't play their best. Philly gets out with the dub. Dallas coming in off of an L. It's got, again, and it's just Philly, Dallas. This game's gonna have storylines everywhere. I'm fucking excited. I'm ready to bet some Cowboys fans a couple of things, whether it's things that we do on the show. If it's I'm ready to make another tattoo bet. I don't give a damn. I ain't making no tattoo bet, but we're winning. How excited are you guys about that game? And talk to me about Dallas and Jacksonville.
So you already know how I feel about my Jags. I did pick them. You guys went against them. Again, I think that they are a hot young team, and they're just trending in the right direction. That boy Trevor Lawrence is Himothy. He is nice. He's gonna be with the Joe Burrows, and he might even surpass Justin Herbert next year. I still think he has some things that crinkle out, but I'm telling you, this kid is going to be good. I told you, Travis Etienne, he went for over 100. He had 2 catches, I think like 24 yards. So he had over 120 purpose yards. I said that too. And this is the thing. It's not that I don't think that Dallas is a good team. It's exactly what I said last week. They were still winning with Cooper Rush. So they have the talent both on offense and defense. The person I think who I think is overrated and doesn't make the team that much better than they think is Dak Prescott, because he always makes the turnovers at the right time. Not the right time for his team, but for the other team. And it literally showed today. You're driving down the field, you got the ball back already, and you throw a pick 6 to end the game. How cliche of a Cowboys team is that? It just speaks.
This is the dude.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. This is the dude that in a playoff game with no timeouts ran a fucking quarterback draw and got stuck and ran his team out the playoff with no time left on the clock. So if you comes down to Dak making good decisions, that fucking ship has sailed. That ship it went out to the middle of the sea and then it sunk. Ain't no way it's coming back. But go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry. I remember that. I wanted to point it out.
No. And I agree. It's just simple mistakes that he continuously mistakes that he makes at this point in time of his career. Like, you're not getting better with making these decisions, and these are crucial, critical games. If he makes this, if they win this game, it makes their road to the playoffs and in the playoffs a little bit much better. But I'm telling you, it's not that I don't believe in the Cowboys. I think that Dak just makes too many bad mistakes at the wrong times.
Yeah. And so every Monday morning, it's like clockwork. Every Monday morning, I text a group of Cowboys fans. I keep them in a group chat. And I swear to God, I text them. I say something bad because half of them love Dak. The other half hate Dak. So I text them in a group and then they fight. The last 2 Mondays, I had them fight. Dude, I text them at 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't look at my phone. I come back at fucking 1 o'clock. They're still arguing. So it's like my new favorite thing to do. But I text them today and I'm like, yo, boys, as much as I've been on him, like, yo, that pass that he threw to Hendershot, that was a fucking dime. Dak made some dimes. He made some decent decisions. He made some good plays where he extended it. He moved around in the pocket, but then it always comes back to the same thing. Was that interception for a touchdown 100% on him? No. Noah Brown got his hands on it. He should catch it, but it wasn't a good pass. By any stretch, it was not a good pass. It could have been 100% better. But instead, boy, Jenkins takes it back. Dallas loses.
And it's not only that.
Like a schoolgirl.
What were they winning at one point? 27-10 or something?
Yo, I got you. I have it up.
Because they were literally, they had control of that game.
21-7 at halftime.
21-7 at halftime. And then I believe it was like 28 or 27, something, 27-10, I think, at one point, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was 20. It was 20. Jacksonville threw a pick. Dallas couldn't really move the ball. They kick a field goal. They went up 27-10. And then it started from there.
That's what I'm saying. But at that point, you're like, all right, this game is over. Because, Dallas has good running backs. So you're figuring, all right, they're just going to run the ball. Their defense is going to stop, Trevor Lawrence, because at that point, you have to throw the ball. And they just let them come back. And it's just laughable. I love it.
Tom, how'd you feel on it?
I mean, I'm with you guys. I mean, I'm just glad that Jacksonville was able to come back from the turnovers. I know ETN fumbled. I know Trevor Lawrence fumbled, and I know he threw a pick. So that was 3 turnovers right there, and Jacksonville still was able to pull the game out. But my biggest thing on the game is how good Dallas's defensive front 7 is and how good they've been playing. They were only able to get 1 total sack on Trevor Lawrence today. And another thing that stuck out. Yeah, exactly. And another thing that stuck out was they were only able to get 1 tackle for a loss today, which means every single offensive play that was a completion or a run was for no gain or positive yards. Only 1 play on the offense was for negative yards. That's huge for going up against a defense like Dallas, in my opinion.
It is.
So a game like that, I thought Trevor Lawrence, like Derek was texting in a group, Trevor Lawrence zoned in like he did it seems like he does all the time in the second half, just like he just zoned in. Dougie Peterson, like I said, if anybody knows how to beat Dallas, it's going to be Doug Peterson. Knows how to beat Dallas. He's played him multiple times. He did it for Philly. Not only did he do it just to try to make a wild card team, he knew Philly wanted it. He wanted this loss. He helped Philly out, and Dougie P for the win, baby.
So
I just want to chime in before you go, Ryan.
No, we're staying on this.
No, I know. The excitement on Doug Peterson when they won, it was electric.
Love it.
Yo, electric. That's how I want my head coach to be when we win. When we beat a team like that. I mean, you would think they won the fucking Super Bowl. He was jumping up, throw his headset, throw everything. Because they beat the Dallas Cowboys.
He still don't like Dallas. He can't. You can't be in the city for 4 or 5 years, win a Super Bowl here. You played here as a player, grow to hate Dallas because if you're the coach, you got to hate Dallas, or at least you got to, and then go out and play them and not feel good when you do something like that. And let's talk about your boy, Trevor Lawrence, 27 for 42, 318 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. And I'm ready to say he's going to win a second consecutive AFC Offensive Player of the Week because
he has to.
My bet was Josh Allen, and I think Josh Allen is a solid 2, maybe solid 3. There was some good performers in the AFC this week, but Trevor Lawrence, to do what he did, to beat one of the best teams in the NFC, to keep his team alive on a day where the Titans went down, and now you're only 1 game out of your division. You're not looking at the Patriots. You're not looking at the Chargers and those teams that are chasing that wild card spot. You're not looking at them. Now you're looking at Tennessee, who just continues to lose games. And now somehow at 6-8, pretty sure Jacksonville's 1 game out.
Dude, and it's right. Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson was a marriage made in heaven, because who better to coach this kid than Dougie P, who coached Carson Wentz when, he was at his best. If he didn't get injured that year, he probably would have won MVP when we went to the Super Bowl. So who better to coach this kid than Doug Peterson? Like you said, I didn't think that Doug Peterson was a coach that, probably will stay there for years. But if these two can keep on clicking on on all cylinders like they are, who knows what their ceiling is at this point.
Yeah. Listen,
Especially if you bring in some veteran talent too.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out what their salary cap and draft stock is looking like, because they can add some pieces, but when they got a lot of young pieces. Jacksonville's been drafting in the top 10 for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's like this team gives me that 2016, 2017 Philadelphia Eagles team when the first year of Carson, his rookie year, and the first year of Doug Peterson, to where it was like, okay, they made us think we had a chance at playoffs, but realistically, we were going to fall a little bit short. We were 7-9 that year, and but they showed a lot of promise. They showed like some learning curves. They showed that, all right, this team, if we put some pieces around, this team could be really good. And the following offseason, they went and did it. And Jacksonville has that vibe right now. They got winning cures a lot. And Jacksonville has been losing for a very long time. And that locker room is exuberant. And those players are like, I mean, dude, you just see it's like there's life. There's not much life in 6-win teams when there's only 3 weeks left, but there's life. And they got a realistic chance, just like the Detroit Lions, to go from one of the worst records to a playoff berth, and I would love to see it.
It would be nice. So I've been riding on them the past couple weeks, so
you have. I am here for it. All right, let's jump into, even before we jump into our guys, I want to jump into something that really was another roller coaster, and that was the Tom Flynn lock of the week, which was coming into the game at -4. At halftime, it was down to -37. And somehow it rallied, but still fell short by 1 point. Tom, you got so much hate in the midst of this game. I mean, you choose the Vikings, who were one of the hottest teams in the league, against the fucking one of the worst teams in the league right now. And that team comes in and punches them in the mouth 30-0 in their own building. And it's like the Tom Flynn lock of the week is the absolute death kiss. It's the death curse. Nobody wants it now. And everybody's killing you, bro. And Sippo, you're getting it. You're getting it from Ray was giving it to you on Instagram. We have people texting. So many people. And then slowly but surely. Oh, and I live bet that. I won like $160. I swear to God, it crossed my mind for 2 seconds to bet $100 when it was plus 3,500. But then it was like Christmas is a week away. I probably shouldn't do that. So I didn't. But I bet $2 and I won some money. But slowly they started chipping away. And Tom you said it yourself, Tom texts without context, but we did not need context for this because the LFGs were flying and the Kirks were flying and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And Tom was going berserk and the Vikings made it all the way back. Tom, talk to us about the thrill ride. That was the Tom Flynn lock of the week.
First of all, ain't nobody in the world thought it was going to be 33-0 at halftime. Not a fucking person. So I'm looking... I'm getting fucking text messages like you said. I see Instagram. You and fucking Derek are blowing me up. Fucking Sean Maynard. Everybody in Sippo is fucking busting my balls. So what do I say in a group chat? I said the game's not over. It's not even halftime yet. This is my exact words. It's not even halftime yet, Sean. The game's not over. Vikings are going to come back. That was my exact words.
It was.
Everybody took the Vikings money line, including you. I know Josh East threw some cheddar on them. I know Sean threw some cheddar on them. I told people, take the Vikings second fucking half.
You did?
Take them second half. Just to backdoor the fucking bet at this point. And I text multiple times to let's fucking go. And all I kept saying is 1 down, 4 to go. 2 down,
Yep.
3 to go.
3 to go.
3 down, 2 to go. All they needed was 5 touchdowns to get back into the game. And the motherfucking, you like that? You like that? got them back in the fucking game, tied it up at 36-36.
Let's
You
go.
like that? And he fucking won me fantasy football. You like that?
You know, I'm pretty sure the second biggest comeback in NFL history in a regular season, or no, the last biggest comeback in like the last comeback of 24 points or more in the NFL was the you like that game. Yo, who is better? Kirk Cousins down 3+ possessions in the second half of a regular season game. Well, what's the bigger? You'll understand what I'm trying to say. Kirk Cousins down 3+ possessions in the second half of a game, or Matt Ryan with a 4+ possession lead at halftime. What's the bigger guarantee? Kirk wins or Matt loses?
Matt loses.
He's been on the losing end of the largest Super Bowl collapse in NFL history, and now the largest regular season collapse in NFL history.
Yeah,
let me just tell you, right? So I leave the house, I go to Isaiah's basketball game. Just like Tom said, it was 33-0 at that point, or whatever it was at halftime. So I get to the game. Isaiah's game was actually very intense. They won by 3 points, so I was kind of into that game. But every time my phone would buzz, I would look at it, and I see Tom go, 1 down, 4 to go. I'm like, is he really going to do this?
That
2
ain't
down,
happening.
4 to no, 2 down, 2 to go. I'm like, there's no fucking way. So I look at the score. I'm like, who knows? Never know. And then Tom goes, he starts going crazy. 3 down, 1 to go. I'm like, what? Yo, no way this is about to happen. So I got to catch the end of the game, and Tom was just going berserk. I'm like what are the odds of him that being a lock of the week, right? His team has to come back all the way, and he still could have covered if they would have scored a touchdown in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like that's how his lock of the week goes.
Yeah, can we all three of us just finally agree that Jalen Reagor should not be in the National Football League?
1,000%.
2 picks today on him. 2 picks. The one
was for
the
6.
one was a miscommunication for 6, and then the bomb, bro. He just stopped. This is what I was arguing with. I was arguing with those same Cowboys fans today that were talking about. We were talking about like the Hurts, how similar Jalen Hurts last year is to Justin Fields this year. And they were like, oh, well, no, Jalen Hurts had a much better supporting cast. The O-line was better, and the wide receivers were better, and this and that. And I'm like, I don't know, because we had Devontae Smith, sure, but he was a rookie, and he was getting all the attention. Our second wide receiver to open up the season was J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and then it was Quez, and then it was Jalen Reagor. And Greg Ward. I'm sorry, Greg Ward was third, and Quez was bumped down. But it's like between that and then the offensive line talk, I was like, our offensive line was banged up last year. We weren't 100% and all that, and they were just trying to pretty much put out that Jalen had such a better supporting cast, and I'm like, nah, they were kind of similar. But the reason I bring it up is because I feel like people are now kind of killing, and I this is going to tie into that, but people were killing Jalen for stuff that like shit last year, and he's throwing to this dude Jalen Reagor. That was one of his main receivers. That's what I was trying to get. I got lost in a little train of thought for a second, but he's trying to throw to Jalen Reagor last year, and he's getting criticized for that. And now it's like everybody gets to see, yo, it's not just Philly that didn't work for Reagor. This dude's he's not a football player. I don't understand what the hell is going on with him. Are you about to down that? All right, yeah, Tom, you better get your second one ready. Come on, Tommy boy.
I just hope Derek can actually beat me finally.
I probably can't.
What, in a chug off?
What did you say? You have a wide throat?
He does. I
have a deep throat.
What? He said, all right, that was 44 minutes in, 45 seconds. We are clipping that. Tom telling the world he has a deep throat. No. It's not just a wide throat. It's a deep throat.
Deep throat. Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yo, so let me tell you how No, but yeah, so the Vikings fall just short. Great game. Tom Flynn lock of the week is still going to be here every week. 3-5 as of right now, but we'll get there. But yo, tell me how we're at Mike's son's birthday party, and the Eagles win, and we all let's go. We give little daps, right? Little daps. Nothing crazy. We don't fucking explode or nothing. The Dallas games. Oh, Tom, real quick, your mother wants to know if you have to wear spandex. Does Tommy have to wear spandex?
No, because the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl.
Not yet, Marie. Not yet. But he's going to. Him and Derek in spandex. Do you want to come? But no, so we're at Mike's house and the Eagles win. We dap each other up. Me, Mike, his son. And it's kind of quiet. You know, we're like kind of more relieved that we got out of that game with a dub. To where they cut to the Dallas game and it gets into overtime and we're sitting there and we're watching and it's like, fuck, man, Dallas is driving. They're about to go. They're going to win this game. And that interception happens. And the three of us explode like we're just like giddy, jumping around, like, go. And somebody walks in and they're like, what, did the Eagles just win? And we're like, no, that happened 20 minutes ago. Dallas just lost. And they're cracking up. They're like, look at you guys. You guys barely made a noise when the Eagles won. But when Dallas loses, you guys are going crazy. I'm like, because now it's the perfect combination. Both happen.
Yeah, it was crazy because like I'm watching a game, like I was watching like ESPN, the Gamecast or whatever on my phone. So I'm like, just I was like, so at that point, I kind of was over the Eagles game just because I feel like that was a scrappy win that I wanted to win by more. I wanted them to show more, and it was just a cold game where I felt like we should have ran the ball more, but instead we put it in Jalen Hurts' hands to throw it. He made some bad decisions today. What can I say? He didn't look all that, but I'm like, just fuck it. The Eagles won. I think it was when AJ Brown went on a slant and he caught the ball for the first down. It was pretty much over at that point. They had no timeouts. We were just going to kneel the ball out. I'm like, yo, just go to the Jags game. Go to the Jags game. They finally cut to it. It was right at the coin toss. Jags hit the ball. I'm like, yes. Just fast forward. They're driving. Cowboys. Dude, as soon as he caught the interception, I knew it was a touchdown. I fucking got up, started screaming. I screamed so much and cheered that I spit all over Eli's chicken nuggets. And he's like, yo, you just spit all over me. I'm like, you don't understand. The Cowboys just lost. I'm like, I don't even know. I called the Jaguars like the Jaguars or some crazy name. She's like, that's not even how you say it. Just sit down. Like, yeah, I went nuts. Like, it was crazy. That was just such a good feeling to see the Cowboys lose to the Jaguars, who I've been backing for a couple weeks now.
Bro. Yeah, you should have heard me, Derek. You live complete opposite blocks now, but it would have seemed like every time the Bengals scored, fuck you, Derek. That's all I fuck you, D.
I can see it too, because Thursday's episode, you two were heated into that, and then this happened, and that game was crazy too. That game was crazy. That was a hell of a game as well. But matter of fact, let's jump right into that. Let's talk about that. Cincinnati Bengals fall down 17-0 to his favorite quarterback of all time, Tom Brady, who he was named after. And they rally to beat the Bucks. And this is why Derek had to chug that beautiful beer you just watched him chug. And Tom, give him hell, bro. He deserves it. He deserves it.
Dude, how about them Bengals? Who they gonna beat them Bengals? Who they gonna beat them Bengals? Roar.
Tom, you know who beat the Bucks today? The Bucks. That's who beat the Bucks. The Bucks beat themselves.
Listen, I don't give.
Tom Brady had 4 turnovers, giving the Bengals good field position.
That sounds like a Tom Brady and Derek problem, brother. Because all I know is you're in the National Football League. I don't give a fuck if you turn the ball over at the 5-yard line. You still got to get the ball in the end zone. How many times do we see all these teams settling for field goals? No. Joey fucking Burr got the ball into the end zone in the second half. The thing is the Bengals don't give up. They don't give up. No matter what, they know they could be down just like last year in the AFC Championship game. I think they were down 21-0, something like that, and they came back. The defense fucking locked in. They came back and they balled out. Same thing they did with Tom Brady. Tom Brady, the Bucs looked great in the first half. They didn't look bad. They come out, and what do? They get outscored by fucking, what is that, 33-6, something like that? 34-6?
Yeah, something like that.
Bro, it's the fucking Bengals. Stop disrespecting them, Derek.
Listen, they're a resilient team. That I can give you. But what I'm telling you, me watching the game as a spectator, I didn't see anything that blew me away. There was nothing that they did that really blew me away. Only thing I did was see Tom Brady make mistakes, and that's it, and give him good field position.
The defense is what happened. That's all that matters. The Bengals defense held them to 6 points. They stripped Brady. They picked off Brady. Bro, Brady on that sack, he was going down until what's the name punched the ball out. And that started everything. You're discrediting it. You hate the Bengals so much that you discredit everything about them. Maybe Burrow didn't have 300 yards, but he still had 200 yards for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they won the game, just like you said. What's the most important thing in football?
Winning.
I don't give a fuck if Burrow had -8 yards for the game. He still won.
So check this out. Check this out. The first 4 possessions of the game. What was it? It was the first 4 possessions of the game for the Bucs. Field goal, touchdown, missed field goal, touchdown. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 6. The next 6 and first 6 out of the second half. Turnover on downs where they went 4 plays, they lost 1 yard. Interception, fumble, interception, punt. And then they finally get the touchdown at the end, bro. It's like this team looks so good for a split second, like, oh shit. Damn, there they are. There's the Bucs. They're about to beat the Bengals. And in true fucking at least 2022 Tampa Bay fashion, they come out and they shit the bed. And they stink.
Tom, when have you ever heard a quarterback throwing for 200 yards and 4 TDs?
Today, December 18th, 2022.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. They literally handed them touchdowns. I'm not discrediting the Bengals.
You are.
They're a good team. They're a good team. They came back. They were down 17-0. Good for them. Hoorah. But I'm just saying, they didn't show me anything today. Like, they didn't start from the 15-yard line and drive all the way down the field and score a touchdown. They didn't do that all game.
Because they didn't need to, because their defense. There's 2 positions. Bro, you're discrediting the def. You could discredit the offense for not playing great because they didn't have to drive the field. Burrow still threw 4 touchdowns. You're not giving the defense any credit for getting 2 fumbles and 2 picks. You're not giving them no credit. The defense did what they were supposed to do. Is they got turnovers. That's what the defense does, is stop the offense and create turnovers. They created 4 of them. The defense put the offense in position to score on short fields, and the offense did exactly that. So it's a 2-way game. Defense did their job, shortened the field for the offense, and the offense prevailed and scored the points for the defense.
So they had 2 touchdown drives that together didn't even equal 50 yards. They had 3 that didn't even equal 100. So they had 3 touchdown drives in the middle that were 31 yards, 13 yards, and then 39 yards. So they were the offense. But listen, I definitely. So see, this is where you two are going so crazy at each other. I can kind of stay in the middle and say, I understand what Derek's saying. Like, the offense didn't show me anything that makes me think like, oh my God, the Bengals are just so much better than everyone else. So, and then on the other side, Tom's saying, well, you have to, it's the whole team. And Tom's not just saying that the Bengals are and it's like the defense did what the hell they needed to do. And the offense they capitalized because at the same time they punched in 3 touchdowns to where they could have settled for 3 field goals, and it's a different game. So it's a mix, but I agree on both sides. I'm on both sides of the fence here.
And you know what, Tom? Just like you said, it is a team sport, so I'll give credit where credit is due. The defense stepped up. I didn't even think the Bengals had a defense that was that good. Their defense is pretty good. They're very fast. They have their line is their line is getting to Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it didn't look they were blitzing a lot. It looks like just their front four. So again, kudos to them. Are you happy? Your Bengals are good.
And now
they're
going to go into New England and they're going to fucking slaughter the Patriots.
Give me 10 points. This is what I'm talking about, though.
Hey, listen.
He says slaughter, and then I say give me 10 points, and then he goes, "Oh, what do you need the points for? You want to just take them straight up."
I will tell you this: Derek was trying to get the points on his Bucks game. Tom wouldn't give it, and at the end of the day, it didn't even matter. Tom would have won regardless.
Exactly.
Tom is afraid.
He's afraid.
He
knows. Can't make a statement.
He knows.
You can't make a statement and then go back on it, Tom. You can't do that.
So pretty much what he's asking, Tom, is do you have the nuts? And if you do, sorry, Marine, I know you're still here. Will you put your nuts on the table and show us those big old nuts, Tom?
I'll give you a touchdown.
Ooh, I like 7.5.
Let's be the 7.5.
I want the hook. I'm not giving you the hook.
Dude, I just asked for 10.
I'll give you 7.
7.5.
8.5.
That's
7.
The deal. 7.5.
7.
Giants with a sack, fumble, touchdown. Kayvon Thibodeau. Giants up 6-3. He gets around the edge, strips him, and he gets the touchdown. He got the strip sack and a touchdown.
And a touchdown, yeah. He's good. All right, Tom, 7.5. Lock it in. Let's
7.5. Come on. Woo, lock it in. All right, locked in.
7 points. You got a deal, brother.
You cannot say that they're going to slaughter the New England.
I'll give you if I give you 7.5, I want your 3 beers to my 2.
No, you got to give me 10 for that.
That's dumb. No, if I give you, matter of fact, I'll give you 10 points. I want your 4 beers to my 2.
There you go.
No, you're 4-3.
No, 4-2, and I'll give you 10 points.
All right, look, 2 shots, 2 beers.
Derek's not even that confident.
I like that. 2 shots, 2 beers, Tom.
I don't drink liquor.
No, for him.
No, I'm saying for me.
He'll do 2.
No, I want 4 beers. I want 4 beers.
Oh, why?
What are you so? Because it's easier to take a shot. It's easier to take a shot than chug a beer. I like to see you struggle.
No, it's not. I was taking shots at 18.
You're not Derek, Ryan.
I know. And Derek drinks more. Derek is a better drinker than I am, Tom.
Thank you.
Trust me, I'd rather him chug a beer than take a shot.
I don't know why you're making this so hard.
Look at him. He's scared. He's backpedaling now, right?
All right.
Simple bet. I'm giving him 10 points. His 4 beers to my 2.
All right. Let's do this.
Move on to the next game.
No. Let's lock this in. Let's do 10 points, 3 beers, and a shot to 2 beers.
All right.
3 beers, a shot, Tom.
I want 4 beers.
Why are you being so petty?
Right.
Because I want to see him drink 4 beers.
Tom. Come on, bro. I entered myself into your stupid ass bet, and I wagered my leg hair.
Now I want 5 beers.
You know what I want? Tom, do me a favor.
All right, wait. When?
Oh no, D, hold on.
When is the podcast going to be? Because that we got it predicated on that too.
It's Thursday. Oh, yeah.
No, it would have to be after.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Maybe we do a live one. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
3
but
beers.
Hold on, real quick.
3 beers, 2 shots.
Oh my God, bro! Why are you?
No, come on.
Hold on. All right, ready? Here we go. I got this. 3 beers, 1 shot to your 2 beers. 10 points. If you don't agree to that, just tell me now. Or if you agree, keep your silence.
I don't agree.
All right, so he's a bitch.
And Rye is so salty right now. He tried to mute my mic and not agree. He's so.
I muted him in the middle of talking. I didn't think he could see it.
Yeah, it pops up. Now I'll take your 3 beers and 1 shot to my 2 beers.
All right.
Okay,
done.
10 points.
10 points.
I like it. Make Tommy get a Cowboys tattoo like you did. One, she has to remind me that I got a Cowboys tattoo. Thanks, Mom. Tom, you down to get that?
Zero shot. I'm not an idiot.
Oh, you're an idiot. You're not
Not that
an
big.
idiot. 'Cause you
Not
don't
that
got a
big of an
Cow-
idiot.
I'll give you that. You're not as big of an idiot as I am. Hey, I had at least you can never question the size of mine in a bet. All right, let's stay on. You know, what, let's jump to our team. Our boys are 13-1. We did escape Chicago with a win. It wasn't a pretty game. It was a tough one to watch as an Eagles fan because I just expected a little bit more. But a win is a win is a win is a win, and I'm going to count them up, especially when you count the fact that, again, the Dallas lost. It was a beautiful Sunday. What did you guys see out of our guys? What do you want to see? Matter of fact, let's do it like this. What stood out to you, and what do you want to see fixed going into Dallas week? D, go first.
Okay, so what I seen that I absolutely love that I feel like I'm watching every single week is the fucking beautiful acquisition of getting Hassan Reddick. He is the difference on this defense. He is a monster. I feel like when they put him on the line, when he's at the linebacker, bro, he's just everywhere on the field. I feel like he's always right there, right where the quarterback is at. I absolutely love his tenacity, his energy. You know, not even having our safeties in. Who was that? Kayvon Wallace came in. I think he played a decent game for me. For being a third string safety, I think he played decent. Dude, our linebackers, I feel like our linebackers could have played a little bit better, but TJ Edwards made a big stop on a play. Kaiser White, he stopped Justin Fields when he probably could have ran for a mile. The thing I didn't like was Miles Sanders getting 144 yards last week, and I feel like I barely seen him tote the rock this week. And when he did, he was getting yardage.
There was a thing that came out. Jimmy Kimsky. He's one. I guess he's like an insider, but I didn't see a verified blue check, so I took it for what it was. But there was something about Nick Sirianni wound up chewing out Miles Sanders. It popped up, and I looked at it, and there was an article. I didn't get a chance to open it, but there was something that Sirianni kind of laid into Miles Sanders, and maybe that's why he wasn't getting so many carries in the beginning. But he showed up clutch at the end.
Yeah, that's my thing. What are we going to play high school? This is a National Football League. Like, if you see that you have a guy that can be a difference maker, you have to utilize him. In a way, I feel like they're just trying to get him at a discount, you know, now that it's contract year for him. So they're not giving him as much carries as supposed to. I feel like if they gave him the necessary carries, he would be probably a top 3 running back. And shit, he might be even not getting that much, you know, touch. He may have one of the highest averages touching a ball. But I want to see, I need to see Miles Sanders or, you know, just get them all involved. Get Gainwell involved. Get, you know, Boston Scott. Get the running backs involved so that opens up the pass. I love that Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown both had huge games. You know, they both were balling. A.J. Brown had some, you know, some key catches when it came to first down. I love that little slant that he does. He's swole Batman. You got to give it to him and let him get them extra yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got. And that's the only thing I would really want to change.
Great. Tom, what you got?
Yeah, I'm with you, Derek. I just want to see him. I mean, listen, I don't give a fuck if you do two things if you're going to do anything. And if Miles Sanders did something wrong, you don't just give him 11 carries. You don't fucking tease him. This is a National Football League. You're either going to bench him and he's not going to touch the ball at all, or you're going to fucking grow a set of balls, stop being so mad, and you're going to give him his 20-plus carries a game. You don't just give him 11 carries. What are we, fucking, like Derek said, kids? We're teasing these kids. Oh, you did this. You fucking didn't come in during you stayed up during your curfew. Well, you're only going to get 11 touches today. No, that's not how the National Football League works. You either take a chip out, you take a fucking play out of Bill Belichick's and you bench him like he did Malcolm fucking Butler, or you let him play his regular game. And like I keep saying, I know how much Jalen Hurts is and how much effective he is running the ball. I don't give a fuck who it is. He should not have more carries than your starting running back.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I don't care if you're Lamar Jackson or what. Even if you carry the ball 18 times, your running back should have 19. Your running back should carry the ball 19 times.
Mm-hmm.
So 11 carries for Miles Sanders is unacceptable, and you're not going to beat Dallas playing like that. You're going to have to keep it honest. You're going to have to Miles Sanders is going to have to touch the ball at least 20 times in order to beat Dallas. And I mean, look what ETN did. He had a great game against Dallas's defense. Miles Sanders is better than ETN.
You know what I wonder? Because so Miles Sanders had like I think he had 3 touches in the first half, and all of them came on that last touchdown drive. But up until that point, the Eagles had only had their first drive was 4 plays and a pick, 3 plays and a punt, 9 plays and a field goal, and then 3 plays and another pick. Like they didn't really get a chance. And on that one drive where Jalen throws that second pick, Miles Sanders, first play of the drive, he gets a carry, he gets nowhere. And so the Eagles are getting to a point where it's kind of like, I don't know if in the beginning that they were just ignoring Miles. It kind of was they were trying to get the offense going, and it seemed like coming out of the gate, Sirianni was much more aggressive in the pass this week. Like he was just focusing on the pass. And then that last drive before the half, he goes to Miles on the first 2 handoffs, and then boom, he goes back to the pass. But at that point, he goes to Miles to get it to the 2-minute warning, and then it's scrambles and passes from there to try to get down the field, get a touchdown. Boom. They come out the second half. Same thing. Miles ain't even in. Kenny Gainwell's getting the touches. And then, boom, they put Miles in. And the first play of the second drive of the second half, Miles Sanders fumbles. So then at that point, what do? They go right back to him. Right back to him. The very next play, after he fumbles, Chicago goes and scores. We get the ball back. The very first play, they go right back to Miles Sanders. He gets nothing. He gets 2 yards. And then from there, it was like, okay, well, the running game isn't really working. And again, just being like very aggressive with the pass and kind of keeping away from Miles. And then once it got down to that, I think it was that second to last drive, Miles started getting getting involved a little bit down the goal line. And then that last drive, he came in, picked up a couple big ones. So it was like, it was timely. He only had 40-something yards. It was timely yards and timely stats. But yeah, it definitely seemed like he was either on the shit list or something happened because he wasn't getting the touches this week that we've become accustomed to seeing him get.
And I don't care what anybody says. A running back, I feel like they have to get into some type of rhythm. So them not getting the ball, and just like Tom was saying, when you want to win in the trenches, those linemen don't want to be in pass coverage all day.
No.
Because they're on their back feet. The defenders are coming right at you. So all game you're going back trying to contain these dudes. I feel like they were all over Hurts today. And the Chicago Bears don't have a line that really, wow you.
Mm-mm.
So we need to run the ball, let them dudes get down and dirty, pull that guard, let them get around. Let's start doing play. Let's start getting that running game going. Let's start going downhill. Get those D line, the D linemen tired, and open up the play action, the RPOs, whatever. I'm sorry, I love that Jalen Hurts is mobile and he's starting trying to get into that. He's been very better this year with the pocket, being a pocket passer than last year. But dude, a couple of those hits today, I kind of was like, dude, that's our season. If he goes down, that's our season.
Yeah, I don't think this
there
is.
Was
I don't
one
think.
Where, there was this one hit where he got hurt, and I thought it was his ribs, and he was down for a little bit. I'm like this, that's a game where it's not worth it to me.
Mm-hmm. And that game had that feel. People were just, especially for Chicago, the whole game started off weird. It started off slow. It was like we came out, they're on kickoff. Chicago's on the field. They're about to go, and then there's just a flag laying, so they bring it back, redo the kickoff, and then boom, someone from Chicago's hurt, down for 5 minutes. TV timeouts. Come back the next play. Boom, somebody else from Chicago's down. So it was like a slow start. It seemed like people just kept, dropping like flies, and then that when Jalen went down, it's like. But listen, it comes with the territory. And one thing that we've credited him with so far this year is he's really gotten good at figuring out a way to avoid taking those big hits. And he's just got to continue to remember, like, he's a big part of this team. If he goes down, you're right. This team we could have a wasted season if he goes down. Like, again, they could be good enough. You never know. And I don't even want to think about that, but they could be good enough. It's happened before where they could be good enough that they have such a solid team that boom, somebody plays game manager. Because I believe our roster. That's the same thing we say about San Fran. I'm taking our roster there with San Fran too. Like I think our roster's tit for tat is right there with them. They got a couple. They got some really good stud players, star players like Debo, and I mean, shit. I'm taking AJ Brown. Then we got the combination of Miles Sanders and Devontae Smith. I'm taking Sanders and Smith over McCaffrey. He's always hurt. And we got Kittle versus Goddard. I'm taking Goddard at this day and age. Like I'm taking our roster against them. And if it comes down to needing a manager to win some games, I don't know if we're going to the Super Bowl, but yeah, he gotta protect himself, man. He goes down, it's gonna be a tough time. I'll be very upset.
It was a rough game, but we pulled it out. So, that's all that kind of matters. This is a game where I would have liked to, see us win by, double digits plus. I would have wanted to, I feel like this is a game that we needed to be in control the whole game, and they shouldn't even have been still in the game after halftime. But again, we did what we needed to do. We didn't look past this team like the Cowboys did. We looked at the team at hand and we took care of business, even though it was a scrappy win.
It felt like we looked past them. It was starting to feel that way. I was like, "There's no way." But all right, let's jump over to the AFC. There was a huge AFC game that went down last night. The Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins 32-29 on a walk-off field goal. And my player of the week nominee was Josh Allen. My guy balled out, absolutely balled out. He was 25 for 40, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, and he picked up 77 yards on the ground. So it's really going to be, I got it between him and, like I said, Trevor Lawrence for player of the week. Both these dubs are huge, and Miami just keeps losing now. They don't look nearly as they play good in this game, but they're not like they're the Minnesota Vikings of the AFC for me. They could be really good, but I don't trust them. I'm not making no bet backing them if it comes down to it. What'd you guys pick up on this game?
So I was able to watch it. Go ahead, Tom.
I was gonna say the Dolphins played really good football in the third quarter, and that was about it.
I was gonna say I only caught a little bit of this game, and the one take that I did come, watching this game and coming out of it is they, the league and people around the league and around the United States give Philly fans such a bad rap for stuff that we've done. But did you see the Buffalo Bills fans throwing snowballs at the players on the field during the game? It's like that's kind of a scummy thing to do.
They were going to
at least
penalties.
At least we threw it at Santa, not the players.
Right. But again, the Dolphins, I just don't think their defense is good. I think they're still a few pieces away. Their offense is explosive, but even Tua, he made some bad throws that he could have, made that were better. And they had a few drops where it was like, dude, that's right in your hand. You got to catch that. Mm-hmm. And there was a time where I think it was like 4th and 1. It was kind of early in the game, and Mike Daniels decides to kick the field goal, and Tua was like, no, like I want to go for it. I want to go for it. And I feel like if you let him go for it, they get that first down. That changes the whole momentum of the game. Yeah. Like, all right, I believe in you guys. Go out there, get this first down, and let's win this game. But he, elected to kick the field goal, and it was just like, I don't know. I felt like it was a game where I thought it was going to be more exciting, and I didn't really get that much excitement out of it, so I just stopped watching it, to be honest.
Yo,
Saturday football to me is so weird because like Saturdays are family days, so I try to catch some and stuff. But hey, listen, college football is over, so now the now the
not over
NFL,
yet.
they get
not over yet.
No, but I mean Saturday football. I mean Saturday college football.
But on that play that you were talking about, I'm pretty sure it was 3rd and goal from like the 1 yard line. And he threw that. You're talking about when Tua threw that slam pass that down low,
yes,
where the dude slid down to catch and it hit off his chest.
Yes.
Yeah, that was 4th and 1 from like the 1 yard line.
I believe it was Wilson. Was it Wilson?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And he wanted to fucking Tua was trying to hold everybody off. But
it was 4th and 2.
Mike McDaniel sent out the entire field goal unit, and fucking
Yeah.
Tua threw his hands up and was like mad as shit.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, Sirianni's going for that. He's going to put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hand and say, yo, go get this touchdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like plays like that. I feel like those are game-defining plays.
Game-defying play. No, I agree. I think that, I mean, I don't like to see the quarterback up his coach, especially when they've had, that coach has brought so much into that offense this year. But hey, it's gonna happen, and they got issues. Again, they're not to where before I was very much on the, they haven't lost without Tua and that yada yada, and now I think they've lost what 3 straight. Let me check. Let me double check. They beat the Texans.
Two?
3. They lost to the Niners, lost to the Chargers, lost to the Bills.
Oh,
they've now dropped 3 straight, and it's like Tua was there for all that.
Yeah, this is not the time of year where you want to lose. Even if you're a team already like in the playoffs or you're going to make the playoffs, this is not a time where you want to lose. You don't want to carry that into the playoffs.
Exactly.
But
tough for them, but
it seems like the Dolphins are so streaky though because they started off 3-0. Then they met my Cincinnati Bengals and lost, so they lost 3 games straight from there
without Tua.
So then they're 3-3, and then they went on and won 5 straight games, and then now they're on a 3-game losing streak with Tua. So
yeah, I remember when they were 6-3. We were on here. It was me and you, Tom, and I had said that I was like, their seasons have just been a run of 3s, 3 wins, 3 losses, 3 wins. And then their season is like an NBA basketball game. It's just a stretch of runs, and either right now they're on a bad run, and it gets a little bit easier, I guess. You play Green Bay next week, followed by the Patriots, and then they close their season out with the Jets. So I think that's a 3. That looks like it could be a 3-game winning streak there if they get back to what they were doing, but. I mean, that could also be. I see at least 1, maybe 2 potential losses there too. So it's not looking as good as it once was for Miami. But hey, they're still in it. You know who it's looking really good for? The Detroit Lions. Lion. Roar. That's a real Tom. Let me get a roar for this, please. Come on. I know you're jumping on. We're fucking roaring together because the Detroit Lions are on the playoff push. In the midst of a playoff push, they've tied up the Seattle Seahawks and now sit. They're going to wind up being they're going to be a half a game behind the loser of the current Sunday Night Football game, which sees the Giants up 7-3. Whoever loses this game will be in the 7th seed, and the Lions will be a half game behind them. And it's looking good in Detroit. They just keep winning. And I told you guys, they're going to the playoffs. Does anybody disagree with me? I know Tom's on board.
Nah, I'm on board too. Like I said, I was on board with you in the beginning of the season, and you kind of got off board, and then you got back on board. So I'm kind of the same way.
Never left. It was my stop. I had to go get coffee. We talked about that.
Yeah, you did. So I kind of went and got coffee with you. I probably paid, and I'm back on with you. I think the Dolphins, the Lions, they're good. Their defense is good. Jared Goff hasn't been making mistakes like he usually does. I would like to see their run game get going a little bit more, but again, I feel like the run game is a rhythm thing, and when you have 2 good running backs, they kind of don't know what to do at this point. DeAndre Swift, we did see a DeAndre Swift sighting today. He had the most carries for them, I think 40-something yards, 50-something yards. So again, I'm on board with you. And unfortunately, the Jets season is probably over, in my opinion, especially if they have to see the Dolphins one more time. And they probably have to see another division.
Maybe. They got Seattle. They have Jacksonville next week. They actually have Jacksonville on Thursday. They have Seattle. Yep, Jets have
Yeah,
Jacksonville, Seattle, and then Miami.
and the Dolphins.
But real quick, so back to that. Before I get to you, Tom, and you could kind of segue right after this. The Detroit Lions playoff push. So I want to run through these schedules real quick. The Lions have 3 games each of these teams, and these are the 4 teams battling for the last 2 seeds in the NFC. You got the Lions, the Seahawks, the Giants, and the Commanders. The Lions schedule, they got the Panthers, the Bears, and the Packers. 3
All
very
wins.
winnable games.
Yes.
The Seahawks have the Chiefs, the Jets, and the Rams. So right
I can
there,
see I can see 1 or 2, 1 and 2, 2 and 1.
I'm marking them as an L versus the Chiefs, and I think they could realistically lose against the Jets.
Yeah,
So
I'm on board.
so there's a chance. So Detroit got the favorable schedule there. The Giants have this game. They have the Vikings, the Colts, and the Eagles. I see potentially 2 L's there unless Philly's locked up. So
But
still,
I think Philly if it comes down to the Giants getting in, I think Philly plays them just because nobody wants to see a division rival in the playoffs. So I think the Eagles would play their players to knock them out of the playoffs. In my opinion.
it could definitely very well could happen. And then the Commanders got this game. They got the 49ers, the Browns, and the Cowboys. So their schedule's tough too. So all 3 of these teams got tough schedules to where the Lions, they got kind of a cakewalk schedule. Now,
Oh my
again,
God. Giants just went for it on 4th and 9 and converted.
wow. This drive started back inside the 10. They've been fucking
Yeah.
moving on this drive. But so Detroit, man, I really do think, and now they're looking like with the so again, those teams are that even puts the Packers technically still in play. But if you're looking at this, they could jump with that schedule, they can make the jump all the way to the 6th seed and wind up taking on the 49ers or the Vikings. Or if they stay at the 7 seeds, same thing, 49ers or the Vikings. You put that Lions team up against that Vikings team, and I'm going to that golf tournament with my leg hair intact, and my hand is down. Tom, no way they're losing to the Vikings, cuz.
They ain't gonna lose to San Fran either.
Oh.
I think they could put up points with San Fran. Because at the end of the day, if their defense is playing good, I feel like realistically, Detroit could probably hold San Fran to like 24. And look, they put up 20 on the Jets defense today. The Jets defense is one of the best in the league. So is San Fran, but San Fran's a different animal. But you never know. Playoffs are a whole different beast.
All I know is Detroit's weakness is their defense. Anytime your defense lets up 317 yards to Zach fucking Wilson, you got a problem that you got to fix.
I
Other
mean,
than that, Detroit's offense can go point for point with any team in the National Football League. Their defense,
You got to figure Zach Wilson was playing for his job today, literally.
and even that, like he connected on a 50. Yeah, well, exactly. His completion percentage was piss poor. His average per throw was good. He threw 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. He got sacked 4 times. He had a QBR of 37 out of 100 and a rating of 89 out of 158. So, like, I get the yards argument, but a lot of those drives, man, are empty fucking drives.
yeah, I mean,
Empty drives.
Same thing with Jared Goff on the other end, though. But I mean, I guess Jared Goff's going against such a better defense.
Jared Goff is going against a better defense, and Jared Goff is he had a couple drives where let's look at this drive that ends in a field goal. It was their 3rd drive of the game. 15 plays, 62 yards, driving down the field, converting 4th downs. He gets down to 1st and 10. He hands it off to Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams runs in for a touchdown. It gets pulled back on a fucking wide receiver holding, or no, it must have been offensive line holding, but it gets pulled back on a holding. And then next thing you know, they're behind the sticks. Another holding puts them at 2nd and 17 after they already recover from the one holding. Boom, they get another one. What's he supposed to do there? That ain't Jared Goff.
Listen, bro, shout out to the Jets defense for holding Jamal Williams in check, baby.
Yeah, I appreciated that. My fantasy team appreciated that. But a lot of what the Jets did today were just, I mean, just go look at some of their drives. 3 plays, -1 yard, turns into a punt return touchdown. 6 plays, 26 yards. They get the one big drive where they hit Uzama on a 40-yard touchdown. But then the rest of their drives, like 10 plays, 27 yards. 4 plays, interception. 3 plays, punt. 3 plays, punt. Like they really, I mean, they didn't do much today. I don't think. Now it's like Zach Wilson came back. Yeah, he threw 317 yards. But if Mike White's healthy next week, I think Mike White is back starting. I feel like he had a chance to come in and ball out, and he didn't. He put up good yards, but bend don't break.
Yep, exactly.
Let's see. This joint is done. You guys watching this game? Giants are about to. Oh, Danny Dimes down to the 3.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door. They're knocking on the door.
It could be 14-3 going into half. That'd be big.
You guys, I believe I'm the only one that picked the Commanders.
Yeah, Derek picked the Commanders to win big. Big. What's our records this week, Rye?
Actually, Tom, you took Washington too. I have here.
No, I know, but I'm saying what's our record? Do you know what our records are this week?
We can do that right now. I know coming into the week, Derek was 22-6-1. You were 18-10-1. I was 15-3-1. But here we could count it right here before we jump on to the next game. So the Thursday night game, I'll take that. San Fran. Give me 1 second. Dub L. You both took the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep. Should have won that game, Derek. It's cool.
No, they shouldn't have. And they didn't. But you both took the Seattle Seahawks. I took the 49ers. Of course, I won. We all took the Eagles. Way to get back in the win column for you two fellas. Me and Tom took the Bengals. Derek took the Bucks. I think all three of us took Detroit.
Yep.
I said Detroit wins by 3 or less. They won by 3. Let's go. And then in your Cincinnati game, I said Cincinnati wins by 10 or more. They won by 11. Getting close. Derek took the Dolphins. I took Buffalo. Tom, who'd you take?
Buffalo.
Yeah, I have Bills Dolphins. I don't know why. The Colts and the Vikings. All three of us took the Vikings, and all three of us almost looked really stupid. I remember us being on here being like, there's no way. No way, bro.
Yeah.
All right. All three of us took the Browns.
Yep.
Of course, them shitty ass Ravens. Tom took the Falcons. That's a loss. Me and Derek took the Saints.
Falcons should have won that game.
No, they shouldn't have. All three of us took Carolina. It's dumb. All three of us took Kansas City.
Almost dumb.
I haven't lost the game yet. Hold up.
No, you lost the Carolina game.
I messed that up right there. 1. Boom. Yep, Carolina. All three of us took the Chiefs. Boom. Boom. I took Patriots. Me and you took the Broncos, Tom. Derek takes the L there by taking the Cardinals. I took the Patriots. That's my loss. You two took the Raiders. And then we have the Packers. All three of us have the Packers. Yeah, what's the Chargers game? Chargers. Me and you took the Chargers.
No, I took the Chargers too.
Wait, where's the Chargers? Okay, Chargers. Boom, boom.
And I took the Jaguars, and you two took the Cowboys.
Yes, sir. We did. All right, so I have Derek at 9-5. Was there 14 games this week?
I think so. Everybody plays.
Okay. Wait, no.
There should be 15 games, but one game didn't play yet.
Well, no, there's
Well, no,
two games
14.
don't
We
have
didn't
Giannis.
count. Yeah, so we're good. So I have Tom at 10-4, and I'm at 11-3. I needed a huge week, boys, and I think I got it.
Who
Yeah,
did you
'cause you
pick
took the
tonight? You
Giants.
picked the Giants.
I
Yeah,
took the
Ryan picked the
Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, I took. Who did I took the Giants.
I think he took the Commanders.
No, you
Did I
took
take
Washington.
the Commanders? All right, let's
Yes,
go
you
Washington,
did.
baby. And we all picked the Packers.
Yes. All right, so let's tally these up real quick.
Let's go.
Derek is 31. 31, 11-1.
Saquon with a tutty.
What, they just scored?
Yeah, Saquon
How
scored.
did I miss that? 18. Tom is 28, 14-1. And I'm 26, 16-1.
So this game is huge for you right now,
Oh,
Ryan.
shit. Tom. Yo, hold up. You better check that pool when you go into work tomorrow.
Why?
I'm pretty sure I might have won that, John. I took San Fran, Minnesota, Cleveland, Buffalo. I think I took the Saints. I took the Panthers, Eagles, Chiefs. I took the Jags. I did take the Jags. Remember, you said something to me about it. I said on a podcast I took the Cowboys, but in this I was taking the Jags. So I took the Jags. I took the Lions. I took the Broncos. I think I might have took the Patriots, but I took the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Giants. That's a pretty good week. We might be getting lunch tomorrow, Tom.
Did you
You
take a
better
picture
call
of
me.
it?
Nah, I never do.
Yeah. I
I
know.
know-
Out a pool, so I'm throwing it right in the trash.
You said what?
I said I don't remember you filling out a pool, so when I find it, it's going right in the fucking shredder.
All right, you can refund me my $12 then, bitch. I see. See how nice of a guy I am?
Lunch.
D. It's pool. It's a pool. It's $10. I send this dude 12 so he doesn't have to pay the Venmo fees when transferring the money. And this is how he treats me.
Like dog shit.
Like dog shit, Tom. You know what? When you go in tomorrow and you realize that I did win, everyone's getting lunch except for you.
No, I'm gonna order that bitch before you get there. I know what you want from the Chinese store already, so
Chinese. You know what I want.
What you get, beef and broccoli?
Chicken and broccoli or shrimp. I do like shrimp too.
I thought you used to do beef and broccoli and just bite the fucking broccoli floor
I
out, not the stem.
I don't do it no more. I eat it all.
no veggies.
Oh wow, you're an adult now. Good.
I'm
good.
Mommy, I'm a big boy. I eat my broccoli. What were you about to say, Tom?
What don't you like in there? You don't like no How'd you make me order it last time?
Oh, pork fried rice, no vegetables.
Fried rice, no veggies.
Only because I don't like those long ass onions. I'm cool with the carrots and the peas. I
Bean
like
sprouts.
that. Or bean sprouts, whatever the fuck they are. I hate them.
My bad, Derek. Dude, I'm mad Derek
It's
knew
not
that.
an onion.
Right from the
It's
rip,
a-
Derek knew that.
Because it's like I'm very much a texture person. So if there's a texture of a food that I don't like and it touches my esophagus, it makes me want to yak.
Whoa.
It touches that little dangly thing in the back of my throat. It makes me want to.
That dangly thing.
That dangly thing. Tom's Chargers beat the Tennessee Titans. What was the score, Tom? 20-17 or 17-14?
17-14.
How do you feel about your chart? The number 2 ranked Chargers in our combined power rankings, by the way.
Game winning 43-yard ex-Eagle kick.
Dicker the kicker, baby.
Kicker, baby.
I can't
Big
believe that
Dicker,
dude is
the
just,
kicker.
this dude is just winning games.
After all this shit we talked on Herbert again, he comes out in a
stinks.
2-minute offense, drives him down the field. Mike Williams makes another unbelievable catch, gets him in field goal range for the game-winning kick to keep their season alive.
Stinks.
Tom, who you taking to build a franchise around right now? T-Law or Herbert?
Right now,
T-Law.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah. 28. Justin Herbert, 28 for 42, 313 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. Fucking worst. Oh my God. I don't even want to get in, break down his QBR and his rating. Tom, the dude is, he's not as good as you think he is, cuz he's not.
Maybe
Their
if this
first
is
drive,
Oregon, maybe.
It's my guy.
oh, their first drive that they go down and they punch in a touchdown, which looked pretty good. Go look at that. Go look at the drive. It's literally all runs and short passes, runs and short passes and runs. It's a 14 play drive. They score. After that, nothing. Interception by Herbert. And then they come out the half, punt, another interception by Herbert, another punt. And then they finally get a touchdown. And how did they get the touchdown? Run to Austin Eckler. Short pass.
Josh.
he did hit Keenan Allen on a long bomb. But after that, another Austin Eckler run. Like, I'm sorry, he ain't do it. He didn't win this game. It was the short passes and the fucking runs. But hey,
Taking Justin Herbert, brother.
I ain't taking him over. Fucking, he's like a glorified. I don't want to disrespect your boy too much. He's like a glorified Zach Wilson. Nah, let me not go there. I do like Justin Herbert. I just think that he's just not as good as people make him out to be. That doesn't mean that he's not going to be good, but
Yeah.
I think last year's Justin Herbert was better than this year's.
Derek, who you taking? Your boy T-Law or Joey Cool?
Oh, that's Joey Cool.
It's taking Derek a long time to think about this, though.
Do I think if you put T-Law on the Bengals,
No, and just answer the fucking question like I did, Derek. Just answer the question.
Didn't Derek tell you stop beating around the bush last time you did that?
Just answer the question. Who you taking, T-Law or Joey Cool?
All right, I'm
Joey
taking Joe
Burrow.
Burrow, but I think
No,
if
that's
put
all.
T-Law on the
Thank you. And clack, mute him.
He's muted. He said, "I don't want to hear it no more." They killed me today. I took Herbert and I took Austin Eckler. Well, I had Austin Eckler in my playoffs, or in my fantasy, but I took Mike Williams and Herbert, and I actually picked Mike Williams. I had Russell Gage in for whatever reason. I had Russell Gage in because I initially had Julio, but then Julio wasn't playing, so I put Russell Gage in, and then I reshuffled my entire lineup to get Russell Gage out so that I could put fucking Mike Williams and Justin Herbert in, and then Mike Williams didn't do much for me. Neither did Herbert, and Russell Gage goes and puts up 2 touchdowns and has a monster game. It's just how this shit works. All right, so we got a 14-3 game at halftime of the Giants and Washington. They just kneeled it out. Going into the half with an 11-point lead in Washington is the New York Giants. Love it. I absolutely love to see that. I don't like Washington. Get them the fuck out. If it wasn't for them, our boys are 14-0.
Yeah, let's get into this one game where I think it's going to be the fastest game on the segment. What were your thoughts on the Denver-Arizona game?
Broncos Nation, let's ride. Woo!
Trace McSorley fucking stinks.
He does. That. Yeah.
Why did I pick the Cardinals?
Why did you pick the
Colt
Cardinals?
McCoy, dude. You picked it because Colt McCoy and he got fucking hurt.
Yeah, I did. I went with the better quarterback. I should have went with the better defense. That's all I got to say about that.
And that's what I said going in. I was like, the Broncos got the better defense, bro. No shot.
Yeah.
I'm taking Colt McCoy going up against that defense. And then on the opposite side, Brett Rypien played decent. He played all right. He wasn't burning down any fucking, like, nobody's pounding down the door to come get Brett. But 21 for 26, 197 yards, a touchdown and a pick. He did take 7 sacks on the day. But Latavius Murray had a big day. Marlon Mack was able to get on the board with a touchdown. And the Broncos let their defense do the damn thing. And they did what they do. And they won.
Justin Simmons and Pat Surtain with a pick each.
Yeah. D, are you there?
Yeah, I heard a little static, so I was trying to see if it was me or what it was. Right. So all fixed.
No, you're chilling. But yeah, the toilet bowl shit game of the week was. I mean, hey, at least it wasn't 3-3. At least it didn't end in a tie. It could have
Yeah.
been worse, but it was a pretty fucking shit bowl game. Let's jump to another shit bowl game then. The Cleveland Browns beat those bums in Baltimore that are. It's like they fucking floated out to the middle of. They're so far up Shit's Creek without a paddle. It's not even funny. They stink, bro. They better hope Lamar gets his ass back quick. They lost, what was it? 13-3?
Yeah. This was literally another game where I turned it on and I started to watch it and I was just like, I just can't. I thought I was watching like the Frankfurt Chargers versus the Moss Eagles.
Hey,
That's what this game reminded me of. It was like Pop Warner football. Huntley was doing college plays. Like they literally rolled out a college playbook for him. I was like, I can't watch this game. This is NFL. This is not college football. If I want to watch college football, that game reminded me of a Mac Monday. Like fucking Central Michigan versus I don't even know another team. Marshall. I don't know. Like it was that type of game.
It's funny you said Moss versus Frankfurt because I played for Moss and we played Frankfurt. It was a great little rivalry that they had back in the 90s, 2000s. I wonder if it still goes now. Honestly, I don't know. But I remember I went to play and I got there and the coach was like, you need to lose like 20 pounds in the next 3 weeks if you want to play. And I wasn't like, I was big, but I wasn't like huge. I think the cutoffs were like 130. I might have been like 150 or whatever it was. But so here I am, bro. I'm like, this is when I lived in that, D. Now you're gonna remember this. This is when I lived at Harbison and Tarsdale, where we used to sell waters in that fucking water bug house, roach house. That shit was rough. But here I am trying to make the football team with Moss. I'm like 10 or 11 years old. They're telling me I got to lose this weight. I am fucking jogging Tarsdale Ave with a fucking in August with a trash bag, a hoodie, and sweatpants on at like 10 or 11 years old to make the football team. I'm jogging and it's just it's something I always go back to. I always think about that whenever I drive past there. I literally remember myself jogging those streets trying to lose some weight to play on a football team at 10 years old.
Dedication.
Weight ball sucks.
Yeah.
What happened?
Weight ball is so unfun. Like it's especially for kids. I don't think the Chargers have a team anymore, but I know Moss has a unlimited weight team of high school. There's like a bunch of high school kids that play for them along with high school football. These kids are fucking my size though. I've seen them.
No, I think the Chargers still have a team.
I haven't heard anything about. I mean, and they're not good. It's all about the Philly Blackhawks now.
Yeah,
everything's Blackhawks.
I feel like they were just in Florida for the Nationals or something. I could be wrong though.
I have no fucking clue.
Nah, yeah, the North Philly Blackhawks just played the Frankfurt Chargers on September 25th. There's highlights online.
Who won?
I don't see it here.
Shout out to St. Joe's Prep for winning the PIAA 6 championship though. They fucking swept through everybody.
Crazy. Wow.
New
England allowed 13 points in the final 32 seconds of the fourth quarter. It's crazy.
But all for one shit bowl game.
Dude.
Going to another shit bowl game. And we're going to top it off with another shit bowl game in the fucking shitty Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints, where it's crazy that the Saints still have a shot to win that division now with Carolina and fucking Atlanta and Tampa Bay all losing today.
Mm-hmm.
What are they,
5-9,
something like that?
They're going to screw us, bro.
With that pick, yep. And us beating Chicago didn't help because now Chicago is going to get a better pick.
Well, I mean, it helped us. We're the top seed.
Well, yeah, I'm just going with the draft stock. With us beating Chicago gives them another loss, which gives them another. Chicago has to be like top 4. It has to be at this point.
They're showing right now how the Patriots had a 42% chance to make the playoffs coming into today. and now they're down to 22% because of that play.
Dude, the Jaguars had a 0% chance. Now they have a 36% chance.
From 0 to 36.
Yeah,
How-
Eagles,
what the
zero,
hell?
because I
Eagles
guess
had
they
I
already
thought
gave
zero
them
meant
the L to
zero.
the
Eagles
Yeah,
had
zero.
100%
Oh,
chance. They now have 100% chance.
because they basically chalked up the L to the Cowboys. They were already giving
Yeah.
them the L to the Cowboys. So the Browns had a 1% chance over the Jaguars.
that's disrespectful.
And now the Jaguars have the best odds out of the 4 remaining in the hunt.
I would love to see the Jaguars and the Lions rally and make playoff pushes.
Dude, that would be just
But-
great.
Yeah, so Desmond Ritter, he did make his NFL debut today. It wasn't the best. They kind of bottled his ass up. 13 for 26, 97 yards. He took 4 sacks. He had a QBR at 32 and a rate under 60. Their rushing game was good, though. Algeria had 17 carries, 139 yards, a touchdown. Patterson got in on the mix with a touchdown. The team rushed for 231 yards, kind of kept them in. And Drake London balled out. They got 11 targets, 7 catches, 70 yards. But Ritter really wasn't able to do much to where on the other side. Dalton played a safe game, 11 for 17, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Taysom Hill had a bomb. So he got a touchdown. Kamara put up some decent yardage, but he again was held out of the end zone and fucking killed me with my same game parlays. But the Saints kind of, they come out, they punch Atlanta in the face. Atlanta's able to save face in the first half and not get shut out. They put 3 on the board. They have an even third quarter, and then Atlanta makes a little push late, but it was just too little too late. And the Saints, I mean, they just it was weird. It was like it felt like they dominated the game, but they didn't. It was just a weird. I actually did tune into that game for a decent portion, and again, it was just like, okay, I had at no point did I think that the Falcons had a chance to win, but it was like they still had a chance to win throughout the entire game. I don't know. It was a shit bowl game of the week nominee. But
Yeah, with all the good games we did have some shitty games as well. And I guess you got to take the good with the bad.
let's jump into another one. Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Carolina Panthers. All 3 of us were on the wrong side of this. We all had Carolina winning this, and I think that I could take a little bit of the blame for that because I came in last week's show talking about how the Panthers controlled their own destiny, and I was higher on them because of the way that Foreman ran and Hubbard ran the week before, and how Darnold was making. And Sam Darnold had a dot today. I said that to you guys earlier in the text message or in the group chat, but they lose, and I think Carolina's chances of playoffs, I mean, they were already slim, but I think they're done now. I don't see them winning. And Pittsburgh is still just trying to get Tomlin a winning season. Get the 9 victories. You're not going to make the playoffs, but keep his little streak going. But even that, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Rudolph was going to start.
Right.
That's why I kind of picked the Panthers. But Mitch wound up starting. He played a decent game. He didn't play terrible. He played a decent game. And they ran the ball with Najee. And Najee was just a horse today. Had 86 yards, I believe. 1 touchdown. So they just did everything they needed to do to beat this Carolina team that we kind of don't know who they are or what they are going to be. So, I mean, at this point, it was just 2 teams who was going to be the better team today. That was it. To me, they're probably maybe Steelers have a little bit better defense, but the Panthers have a okay I feel like they're similar to defenses. So it was just basically who was the better team this Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where was let me see. So for Pittsburgh, so the streak that I was talking about is the same one I referenced a couple weeks ago. It was Mike Tomlin has 16 consecutive years with a winning season. So the Steelers sit at 6-8, which means that in order for them to achieve that for him, they got to win their last 3 games. They got the Raiders, the Ravens, and the Browns. Any shot that they win out and get Mike Tomlin his winning season.
Absolutely.
So you
And that's
think
totally
who?
on. Yeah, I mean, I think it all comes down to next week's game more so than the last two games because they're division games. I mean, no matter what, with Lamar, without Lamar, the Steelers always faithfully play the Ravens. The Ravens good. They always play them tight. They always play them strong.
Yep.
And who to know? And the same thing with the Browns. I mean, Deshaun Watson does not. First of all, the dude doesn't even look like he's worth $1 million, let alone that $200 million contract he got.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah,
anybody can beat the Browns right now. They don't look anything special, dude. So I think it all comes down to more so the Steelers. You said they play the Raiders, right? Next week.
Yes.
It all comes down to that game. But I do think that if they play some good football, yeah, they could win the next three. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but can it happen? Yes. I don't
I
think they
agree with
beat the
Tom.
Raiders
Same
next
same
week.
thing. Same thing. Is it possible? Again, any given Sunday, anything is possible. But in my opinion, I think they lose 2 out of the next 3 games that they play.
Okay.
How about you, Rye?
I don't. I think they could. I don't think they will. I think it. I think the Raiders is their toughest game. I don't see Lamar back for that Ravens game, so I think Pittsburgh easily could win that. And then that Browns. I don't care if Deshaun Watson's playing or Brissett's playing. I think the same thing. Those last 2 games, I think Pittsburgh can and probably should win. But it's that Raiders game because the Raiders they're coming in off that. Now look, the Raiders could just be like on cloud 9 and come in and have a huge letdown. And that game is in Pittsburgh. So
Like Minnesota at home against Dallas, coming off that Buffalo win.
or like Minnesota at home against Indy in the first half. Yeah.
Yeah, yo,
They could
Lamar's not back next week.
I haven't seen anything that says that. I will look it up though. Definitely.
No,
Check
I
it
just
out.
didn't know because I seen I was talking to Sean Maynard and because I was busting his balls because we have the bets with him and he was like Lamar's back next week. I was like, I just didn't know if they were rushing him back too early or not.
I don't think they care. Like, I mean, they did. I don't want to say that. That's a lazy thing to say is that they don't care. But like, this is like do or die. It's like either you make the playoffs and you get us there, and we'll pay you, or you don't, and we just franchise tag you and we'll continue this thing into the next offseason and yada yada yada. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with them down the stretch. The Kansas City Chiefs and the MVP fraud runner, not front runner, fraud runner, Patrick Mahomes, go down to the wire with the Texans, who in the second straight week takes a top 5 team to the brink. They walk it off in overtime with who was that? Jerick McKinnon with bust through the middle, gets him, fucking walks away with a touchdown. Game over. Struggle with the Texans, but they get out with a dub. D, what'd you think about that game?
I think that, I just want to first apologize to the Houston Texans fans because the fix was in. I jinxed you guys. I basically said, Houston's about to beat the Chiefs. And what happens? I believe they threw an interception, if I'm not mistaken.
They fumbled. Fucking Davis.
They fumbled. Yeah, so
Literally,
they fumbled.
Literally a second
Tom-
after you said that.
And Tom let me have it. So, but again, I just don't think this Chiefs team is going to go far in the playoffs because this is a game where I just wanted to see them, beat the brinks off of the Texans. But they didn't show me that. If I'm not mistaken, every team that has been, I don't think there was a team that covered this year that was favored double digits. I could be wrong on that, but that's just a nice little stat to keep in the back of your mind for double digit favors. Yeah, in the future. But again, I just think this Chiefs isn't that team that you're really afraid of. Like I think that the Bills can beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. The Dolphins. I think if it can't, the Bengals. I'm sorry, Tom. I always
no. The Bengals ain't winning. Tell them what you really feel, D.
I think the Bengals are shit, Tom. And I think that the Patriots are going to cover my 10 points that you're giving me.
The Patriots are honestly, with the exception of that dumbass play, when you really look at you can look at the numbers. The Patriots might be better than the Bengals. They just got a
Stop.
tougher schedule. Honestly, I
Who's
might,
got a
yo,
tougher schedule?
I might. The Patriots, bro. Go look at the numbers. Don't just look at the name of the teams. And Mac Jones, statistically, pound for pound, is having a better season than Joe
Stop.
Burrow. He is. Go look at the numbers.
Stop. We can't sit here and talk about schedules though. We can't be hypocrites. 1, 2, Rye, shut up because you're talking out your ass right now.
Tom, the one thing is the Patriots ain't going to be in the jungle. The Bengals are going to be in mass, and they're going to beat their ass.
In mass.
And then you're going to be chugging some beers.
Tom didn't see. Tom is getting so I'm saying that Mac Jones is better than Joe Burrow, and I see the steam coming out of your head. You're so mad you're not even looking at the screen. I'm over here fucking making fun of you.
Oh, I seen you going like.
What was I doing? Wait.
That some dumb fucking weird ass.
What was I doing? I'll put you on a big camera. You do that again.
Bengals going to the Super Bowl, baby.
You think so?
Yup.
I'm
on the train now, baby.
You willing to put a wager on that?
Nope. I already have a wager on it. That's enough I have.
Tom, you always talk out of your ass and then you get scared, buddy.
Dumb. We have a bet already, so I'm gonna obviously ride with my team to see your dumb ass shave your eyebrows. I hope they never grow the fuck back.
Not me and you.
Rye, I'm not worrying about you, Rye.
You need to.
Trust me, I don't.
You should. Why can't I get in on a bet, Tom? I don't think
you gotta be faster than Derek.
You didn't make a bet about strictly the Bengals going to the Super Bowl.
Correct, but now I'm on a bet with you. You made the bet for me, so I'm rocking with the Bengals at the Super Bowl.
All right, so make a 1-on-1 bet with me.
That'd be dumb.
Why?
What am I getting out of this, Rye?
I'll respond with an NFC team.
No. You respond with what team you think's going to the Super Bowl. I'll respond from the AFC.
Exactly.
And I'll say what team do you think's going to the Super Bowl from the AFC?
I'll take Buffalo.
All right, I'll take the Bengals.
All right. So what happens if what's the bet? Shave our beards? Shave our beards?
Nah,
this was a special request.
Was this a special request?
It was from his
Do
job.
it, Tom.
It was from his job. They were like, "Yo, if you get Tom in a bet to shave his face, I will love it."
Let's do it, Tom. Lock it in. Don't be. You're doing.
First of all, I don't want Ryan's little fucking peach fuzz on his beard. I want his fucking head. I want that bitch bicked.
Do it, right?
With a Gillette.
I'm not shaving my head.
I'm not shaving my beard. Your beard is nothing. You have peach fuzz. You have pubic hairs on your fucking face.
I got more hair on my face than you got on your head.
Okay, and I got more hair on I got more hair on my beard than you got on your head.
My 2-year-old has more hair on his nuts than you got on your head.
Bro, a newborn baby has more hair than me on my head. You're not telling me something I don't know. But if I'm shaving my beard that I've had for the past fucking 10 plus years,
I've had my beard for fucking how long? It doesn't matter that it doesn't grow as ugly as yours.
You're picking the head.
Bro, listen. If you need me to fucking set up a visit with the SPCA so they can get the fucking birds out of your fucking beard, if that's the excuse here, is that you're not trying to interrupt nature, Tom, just say it.
I mean, why aren't you shaving your head? Tell me why you're not going to shave your head.
Because I got moles.
Okay. You look like Kev O'Donnell. Odes.
Oh, never mind. Let me not say what I was going to say. But come on, do the beard, Tom.
You do the head.
Right. That sounds all right. So let's think of something else. Obviously, you ain't gonna budge.
We'll think of something. We'll have something by Thursday's show.
Okay. All right. Anything you guys want to touch on before we jump on out of here?
Nah, that's it. I'm ready to go watch the rest of this game.
Me too. Tom, anything?
Not at all. Rye, how much hair do you have on your body, Rye?
Yo, cuz.
We might be talking about waxing backs, cuz that's what I'm saying.
Oh my god, yo, Rye, how much hair do you have on your butt crack?
I can't. I just can't.
What type of question is that?
I have to go back and look at my photos from Mexico to see if you have any hair on your chest. Nah, you ain't got no hair on your chest.
What you mean? I got a couple right there. Yo, look at that. You see that? Ow. Come on, don't disrespect me, Tom. Just because you're a fucking grizzly bear don't mean that the rest of us ain't got hair.
You ain't lying.
And now my camera's all fucked up. Thank God we're getting off. All right. We will catch everybody on Thursday. Thank you for joining us. Peace out.